වැරදි කරන කිසි කෙනෙක් මම රකින්න ලෑස්ති නැහැ.
වෙන කණ්ඩායමක් ආවොත් මේ නිදහස නැති වෙනවා.
අද ඩොලරය 159යි.
මේගොල්ලෝ සුදු කරපටි මංකොල්ල කාරය.
මම ඇමරිකානු පුරවැසියෙක්.
A very good evening to you, our viewers here at News First. Now, the validity of the continuation of the national government is once again being debated in Parliament. Let's have a listen to some of the excerpts from the parliamentary debate today.
This outbound training centre is a privately owned firm. The entire teaching fraternity is stunned by the quality and standard of this place.
Now, addressing a media briefing in Colombo today, the National Freedom Front's Mohammed Muzammil commented on those who continue to remain with the national government.
Sri Lanka Nidahas Pakse how?
Who can remain in the unity government formed by the SLFP? Those who represent the SLFP but hope to represent the UNP one day can remain in this government without an issue. Those who are set to retire from politics in 2020 with big chunks of money can also remain without an issue. Those who continue to remain in the government are people who want to support this unity government. This drama is nearing its conclusion. Just to show the world that it's not over, they are planning a cabinet reshuffle. This is like putting on makeup on an old prostitute and trying to make her a virgin.
Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, the continuation of the national government was debated in Parliament today. Now, MP Dinesh Gunawardena, representing the opposition faction, and then the government faction also expressed their opinions on the continuation of this national government today in Parliament. Let's have a listen to those excerpts from Parliament right now.
A proposal was made to establish a national government. Explaining this proposal, the Prime Minister and the government said an agreement was reached. But such a document has not been tabled as yet. A government like this can only be considered valid if such a document exists.
The Honourable Prime Minister made a statement in Parliament on the national government. So did the General Secretary of the United People's Freedom Alliance. So this national government remains. It is unfair to raise this issue over and over again.
This issue was debated all day yesterday. Facts were presented as well. I sought legal advice as well.
There is a political, constitutional and social angle to this. They are always responding to the political angle of this. They are not asking for this national government to be dissolved. But there is a constitutional angle to this. So they are stakeholders of it. It is true that General Secretary Mahinda Amaravira made a statement about this. But Dinesh Gunawardena is the Deputy Chairman of the Alliance. He is also a stakeholder of the Alliance.
If there is a written agreement, it has to be tabled for the sake of us being kept informed. If not, even your position as Speaker is invalid.
The political factor here is that a week ago they tried to establish a government with the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The joint opposition said that they will not accept ministerial positions but will help their SLFP's Nimal Siripal de Silva become the Prime Minister. They are shedding tears now because that political tactic was defeated.
The basis for that proposal was the fact that you inform this Parliament of a national government. We could resolve this issue if that document is tabled in Parliament.
The Constitution has not been violated during this process. You are acting according to the Constitution. This is actually a political issue. It would be better if that issue is resolved. So your position as Speaker and this national government is valid.
Former Minister Kumara Welgama, one of the strongmen in the former government, also commented on the national government.
From what I understand, the SLFP will continue this marriage with the UNP. I am asking our people not to be fooled any longer. Why is there a need to keep doing it? There is no point in talking about it. We have a bigger responsibility now. Whatever they say, there will be another election in 10 to 15 months.
Now, in the latest developments surrounding the controversial MIG deal, former Sri Lankan ambassador to Russia, Udayanga Weeratunga, has been named as a wanted fugitive by the authorities in Sri Lanka, the United Arab Emirates and Interpol. According to highly informed sources, Sri Lankan investigators and officials have received official confirmation that Udayanga Weeratunga was in fact detained and questioned by Dubai authorities on 4th of January. This followed his attempt to leave Dubai and he was released pending further action. Following the issue of the Interpol red notice applied for and obtained by the CID, he was summoned to the Dubai CID. Thereafter, Weeratunga had defaulted on appearing before the police and had fled his home in Dubai and gone underground. He is now sought by the Dubai police and is a wanted fugitive in the eyes of Sri Lanka, the UAE and Interpol. Sri Lankan officials confirmed to Newsfirst they are treating the Udayanga Weeratunga matter as purely an investigative and law enforcement issue, in respect of which a magistrate has issued a warrant of arrest. Udayanga Weeratunga was listed as a suspect by the FCID because of his involvement in a massive fraud amounting to over $7 million used to purchase 4 MiG fighter aircraft and overhauling of another 4 jets used in the war against the LTTE. According to sources, the seller of these aircrafts had informed Sri Lankan investigators they received only $7 million, whereas the Air Force, through their People's Bank account, sent $14 million. Sources said the sale had been approved by then Defence Secretary and Udayanga Weeratunga had served as the intermediary. The agreement between the Air Force and the seller and his agent had been signed in Colombo at the Air Force headquarters and at Udayanga Weeratunga's official address when he was the Sri Lankan ambassador in Russia. Udayanga Weeratunga is wanted following multifaceted investigations done by the police FCID. Udayanga Weeratunga on several previous occasions posted on Facebook that a red notice was never issued against him and it was only a blue notice that was issued by Interpol. However, Interpol has now named him as a wanted fugitive. Newsfirst will obviously continue to monitor the latest developments surrounding the MiG deal and former Sri Lankan ambassador to Russia, Udayanga Weeratunga. We will report these facts to you as and when it happens, and right now it's back to Sandhu in the news studio.